The next project you guys are going to be working on in Art 4 is Surrealism, and unfortunately I don't have any physical examples of this project because generally when students do it, they take it home with them. But I'm still going to go through and want you to follow along with this handout as we go. Surrealism is a 20th century avant-garde movement in art and literature which sought to release the creative potential of the unconscious mind. For example, by the irrational juxtaposition of images. The most notable artists known for their work with surrealist subject matter were Rene Magritte, Salvador Dali, and Joan Moreau. So we're going to look at a couple of things done by each one of these artists. You're probably most familiar with Salvador Dali and his drippy clocks, but this one's one of my favorite ones. I just really like how detailed this imagery is, even though it's completely irrational. The next one, Joan Moreau. This is a couple of examples of her work. Now, if you were to search Joan Moreau on Google, some of the things that you're going to find are very different than these works. So she was not completely a surrealist artist. She kind of moved into the abstract realm after. So some of her earlier works were more surrealist. And Rene Magritte. Now this is the artist that we're going to be talking about for this lesson. I have a reading that I've attached to go over Rene Magritte a little bit more, but here are two examples of his work. What I want you guys to notice about the artwork of surrealists is that it is very detailed, and you often look at it and think, that could be real, but I know that it's not. So here is the reading on Rene Magritte. You guys are going to go through, read through this information. It's 4 pages, but it's not a lot of reading. I want you to take particular notice on the 3rd page of the items that are underlined. The assignment that comes up right after this reading is going to ask you to define these terms. These terms are going to be what you use to create your surrealist work. Okay. All right, it says fill in the definitions. The following 6 terms were the devices Magritte used to build a surrealist composition. Define each and decide which 2 you plan to use in your final surrealist drawing. For this project, you're going to need a pencil, maybe a ruler, it just kind of depends on what you're going to do. A 12 by 18 piece of white paper, colored pencils if you decide to add color, and still life objects. Now this is going to be 3 small items from around your home, like a cup, an apple, and a remote, for example. You're going to choose those objects. You are going to draw small thumbnail studies of each of the 3 items from 5 different angles. You'll have 15 little drawings when you're done. Choose your best view of each object, so you'll have 3 that you like the best. Create an imaginative scene to inject these objects into. Using the 2 devices you selected from above, that's how you're going to inject them. So for example, I drew an apple and I'm going to use levitation to put this apple in my composition. Remember, this has to be a very detailed, imaginative rendering or it falls completely flat. If it doesn't look believable or realistic, it's not going to pull off that surrealist look. Finish with pencil or colored pencils, that's your choice, and then complete a critique sheet at the end.